Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making gluten-free almond shortbread butter cookies. Detailed recipe will be linked down in the description. When working with this recipe, it is so important that your butter is already at a room temp level. I always let my butter sit on my counter for at least 4 hours before I use it for this particular recipe. So in a bowl, whip together the butter, the sugar, egg, almond extract until light and fluffy for about 5 minutes. Now you want to add in your salt and give it a nice little stir, and you can at this point use a hand mixer or a standing mixer. I prefer a hand mixer just so we can really whip this all together very nice and fluffy and creamy. I feel like the hand mixer just gives me so much more control. Now you can go ahead and gradually add the flour a half cup at a time, beating well in between each additional addition of flour. Now that your cookie dough is super fluffy, there is no time to chill. You can just go right ahead and roll out your dough. What I like to do is flour my workspace with the same dry flour that I used in this recipe. Go ahead and flour the workspace and your spatula and a little bit on the cookie cutter of choice that you're working with, as well as flouring your rolling pin. That is so important. You might also want to flour your hands. This is a very creamy dough, so going back and forth with the dry flour in between is not going to mess up the recipe. It's actually going to help build up the recipe for a better rollout on your flour area. Go ahead and roll out the dough to about a ½ inch thick. Using a 2-inch diameter cookie cutter of choice, or even a cup, that also works. You're going to go ahead and cut circles out of the dough. Using your spatula, lift up and place the cookie dough onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and bake for 10 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Make this recipe yours. You can absolutely sub out the grass-fed butter for a vegan version. You can also substitute the egg for a flax egg. Whatever you need to do to make this recipe yours, feel free to modify. It is absolutely flexible and will taste absolutely amazing. This cookie will be firm yet crumbly in texture and will have a buttery taste with a hint of almond. Depending on your cookie cutter size, you can yield anywhere from 48 to 52 cookies. I was able to yield about 48 cookies with a 2-inch diameter cookie cutter. I love this recipe not only because it is gluten-free and we live a gluten-free lifestyle here at our home, that this cookie is so versatile. You can do so many things with it. You can keep it as it is, just plain and buttery, or you can decorate it any way that you like. This cookie is also a great gift-giving cookie, and I love to decorate. So let's go ahead and let me show you how I decorate these cookies. Melt some dairy-free chocolate. I love white chocolate for this particular cookie. I use a food-grade paintbrush to brush the white chocolate onto the cooled cookie. This will help the almond and any sprinkles to stick to the cookie after it has dried. You can really get creative at any level This is totally a beginner's cookie decorating situation. It is not elaborate, it is so simple. I feel like because this cookie is simple, it needs a simple decoration as well. It just looks really impactful when you just do something so clean and simple and airy, and it just flows with the cookie and it really speaks to the eyes, and it also is super yummy in the tummy. Now that your cookies all have been cooled and decorated, they can be stored in an airtight container for up to a week. Tag and share with me your creation of this recipe. I would love to take a look and shine some love and light on your creations. Have a blessed day. Besitos and blessings.